Hello, today's daily reading comes from the book of the Apocrypha. We are reading from the book of Jasher, chapter 29, and it reads as follows. And Isaac, the son of Abraham, became old and advanced in days, and his eyes became heavy through age. They were dim and could not see. At that time Isaac called unto Esau his son, saying, Get, I pray you, your weapons, your quiver, and your bow. Rise up and go out into the field and get me some venison and make me savory meat and bring it to me, that I may eat in order that I may bless you before my death, as I have now become old and gray headed. And Esau did so, and he took his weapon and went out into the field to hunt for venison as usual, to bring his father as he had ordered him, so that he might bless him. And Rebekah heard all the words that Isaac had spoken unto Esau, and she hastened and called her son Jacob, saying, Thus did your father speak unto your brother Esau, and thus did I hear. Now therefore hasten you, and make that which I will tell you. Rise up and go, I pray you, to the flock, and fetch me 2 fine kids of the goat, and I will get the savory meat for your father, and you will bring the savory meat, that he may eat before your brother will have come from the chase, in order that your father may bless you. And Jacob hastened and did as his mother had commanded him, and he made the savory meat and brought it before his father, before Esau had come from this chase. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Who are you, my son? And he said, I am your firstborn Esau. I have done as you did order me. Now therefore rise up, I pray you, and eat of my hunt, in order that your soul may bless me, as you did speak unto me. And Isaac rose up, and he ate, and he drank, and his heart was comforted. And he blessed Jacob, and Jacob went away from his father. And as soon as Isaac had blessed Jacob, and he had gone away from him, behold, Esau came from his hunt, from the field, and he also made savory meat, and brought it to his father, to eat thereof, and to bless him. And Isaac said unto Esau, And who was he that has taken venison, and brought it to me before you came, and whom I did bless? And Esau knew that his brother Jacob had done this, and the anger of Esau was kindled against his brother Jacob, that he had acted thus toward him. And Esau said, Is he not rightly called Jacob? For he has supplanted me twice. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. And Esau wept greatly, and when Isaac heard the voice of his son Esau weeping, Isaac said unto Esau, What can I do, my son? Isaac said, Oh, your brother came and subtly and took away your blessing. And Esau hated his brother Jacob on account of the blessing that his father had given him, and his anger was greatly roused against him. And Jacob was very much afraid of his brother Esau, and he rose up and fled to the house of Eber, the son of Shem, and he concealed himself there on account of his brother. And Jacob was 63 years old when he went out from the land of Canaan, from Hebron. And Jacob was concealed in Eber's house 14 years on account of his brother Esau. And he there continued to learn the ways of the Lord and his commandments. And when Esau saw that Jacob had fled and escaped from him, and that Jacob had cunningly obtained the blessing, then Esau grieved exceedingly, and he was also vexed at his father and mother. And he also rose up and took his wife and went away from his father and mother to the land of Seir. And he dwelt there. And Esau saw there a woman from among the daughters of Heth, whose name was Bosmith, and daughter of Elon the Hittite. And he took her for a wife in addition to his wife. And Esau called her name Adah, saying, The blessing had in that time passed from him. And Esau dwelt in the land of Seir 6 months without seeing his father and mother. And afterward Esau took his wives and rose up and returned to the land of Canaan. And Esau placed his 2 wives in his father's house in Hebron. And the wives of Esau vexed and provoked Isaac and Rebekah with their works, for they walked not in the ways of the Lord, but served their fathers' gods of woods and stone, as their father had taught them, and they were more wicked than their father. And they went according to the evil desires of their hearts, and they sacrificed and burnt incense to the Baalim. And Isaac and Rebekah became weary of them. And Rebekah said, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife from the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good then is life unto me? And in those days Adah the wife of Esau conceived and bore him a son. And Esau called him the name of the son that was born unto him Eliphaz. And Esau was 65 years old when she bore him. And Ishmael the son of Abraham died in those days, in the 60th year of the life of Jacob. And all the days that Ishmael lived were 137 years, and he died. And when Isaac heard that Ishmael was dead, he mourned for him. And Isaac lamented over him many days. And at the end of the 14 years of Jacob's residing in the house of Eber, Jacob desired to see his father and mother. And Jacob came to the house of his father and mother to Hebron. And Esau had in those days forgotten what Jacob had done to him, and having taken the blessing from him in those days. And when Esau saw Jacob coming to his father and mother, he remembered what Jacob had done to him, and he was greatly incensed against him, and he sought to slay him. And Isaac the son of Abraham was old and advanced in days, and Esau said, Now my father's time is drawing nigh, that he must die. And when he will die, I will slay my brother Jacob. And this was told to Rebekah as she hastened and sent and called for Jacob, her son. And she said unto him, Arise, go and flee to Haran to my brother Laban, and remain there for some time until your brother's anger be turned from you, and then will you come back. And Isaac called unto Jacob and said unto him, Take not a wife from the daughters of Canaan, for thus did our father Abraham command us, according to the word of the Lord which he had commanded him, saying, Unto your seed will I give this land, if your children keep my covenant that I have made with you. Then will I also perform to your children that which I have spoken unto you, and I will not forsake them. Now therefore, my son, hearken to my voice, to all that I will command you, and refrain from taking a wife from among the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Haran to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take unto your wife from there from the daughters of Laban, your daughter's brother. Therefore take heed, lest you should forget the Lord your God and all his ways in the land into which you go, and should get connected with the people of the land, and pursue vanity, and forsake the Lord your God. But when you come to the land, serve there the Lord. Do not turn to the right or to the left from the way which I commanded you, and which you did learn. And may the Almighty God grant you favor in the sight of the people of the earth, that you may take there a wife according to your choice, one who is good and upright in the ways of the Lord. And may God give you and your seed the blessing of your father Abraham, and make you fruitful and multiply you. And may you become a multitude of people in the land where you go, and may God cause you to return to this land, the land of your father's dwelling, with children and with great riches and with joy and with pleasure. And Isaac finished commanding Jacob and blessing him, and he gave him many gifts together with silver and gold, and he sent him away. And Jacob hearkened to his father and mother. He kissed them and arose and went to Padan Aram. And Jacob was 77 years old when he went out from the land of Canaan, where from Beersheba. And when Jacob went away to go to Haran, Esau called unto his son Eliphaz, and secretly spoke unto him, saying, Now hasten, take your sword in your hand, and pursue Jacob, and pass before him in the road, and lurk for him, and slay him with your sword in one of the mountains, and take all belongings to him, and come back. And Eliphaz, the son of Esau, was an active man and expert with the bow, as his father had taught him, and he was a noted hunter in the field and a valiant man. And Eliphaz did as his father had commanded him. And Eliphaz was at that time 13 years old. And Eliphaz rose up and went and took of his mother's brothers with him, and pursued Jacob. And he closely followed Jacob, and he lurked for him in the border of the land of Canaan, opposite to the city of Shechem. And Jacob saw Eliphaz and his men pursuing him, and Jacob stood still in the place in which he was going, in order to know what this was, for he did not know the thing. And Eliphaz drew a sword, and he went on advancing, he and his men, toward Jacob. And Jacob said unto them, What are you doing that you have come here? And what do you intend that you pursue with your swords? And Eliphaz came near to Jacob, and he answered and said unto him, Thus did my father command me, and now therefore I will not deviate from the orders which my father gave me. And when Jacob saw that Esau had spoken to Eliphaz to employ force, Jacob then approached and supplicated Eliphaz and his men, saying to him, Behold, all that I have, and which my father and mother gave unto me, that take unto you, and go from me, and do not slay me, and may this thing be accounted unto you a righteousness. And the Lord caused Jacob to find favor in the sight of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, and this and his men. And they hearkened to the voice of Jacob, and they did not put him to death. And Eliphaz and his men took all belongings of Jacob, together with the silver and gold that he had left and brought with him from Beersheba. They left him nothing. And Eliphaz and his men went away from him, and they returned to Esau to Beersheba, and they told him all that had occurred to them with Jacob, and they gave him all that they had taken from Jacob. And Esau was indignant at Eliphaz his son and at his men that were with him, because they had not put Jacob to death. And they answered and said unto Esau, because Jacob supplicated us in this matter not to slay him, our pity was excited toward him, and we took all belongings to him and brought it unto you. And Esau took all the silver and gold which Eliphaz had taken from Jacob, and he put them by in his house. At that time, when Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and had commanded him, saying, you will not take a wife from among the daughters of Canaan, and that the daughters of Canaan were bad in the sight of Isaac and Rebekah, then he went to the house of Ishmael, his uncle, and in addition to his older wives, he took Machlath, the daughter of Ishmael, the sister of Nebaioth, for a wife. Amen.